all year. This show is just awful. I was so disappointed in Survivor Series. And I just want things to just go back to the way that they were. I want them to go back to the way that they were. I want a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. I think War Games needs to be a match that happens against two groups that are beefing. If you got stakes at stake, then the match can happen. But Survivor Series in a whole, it was awful. It was the worst PLE that I've seen from WWE this year. They have a lot of bad pay-per-views, PLEs, this year. The Women's War Games was just terrible. It was terrible last year. It was terrible the year before that. It was bad. I don't want to see Women's War Games matches. I don't want to see them. I don't like them. The whole time I was looking at it, I was at the table eating. You already know what you're going to get from it. You're going to get EO jumping off the cage. You're going to get women just messing up moves, stumbling over moves. It was a lot of that in this match. It was a lot of miscommunication. But you had all these stars. You had all these stars that you're looking at. Look at these women. And you mean to tell me that you couldn't just do a good War Games match for these women? All of them are stars. Last Legend came in there and they gave her the big spot where she comes in and she just beats all these people up. See, this match would have benefited a lot from a traditional 5-on-5 elimination. They didn't need this cage. But, wow, we got to have equality. We got to have equality. We got to have the women do the same thing as the men. But they expose the match. They expose a lot, not knowing what to do in downtime. I'm looking at this match and it's a clusterfuck. But you got stars in it that you want to see. So it gets overlooked because you're looking at stars on your screen. See, Paul, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You're substituting bad writing, bad dialogue, no story that is captivating to put why these people are fighting each other. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen a feud that I've been invested in since Roman Reigns and Cody. But on Triple H's watch, I haven't seen a storyline that really makes any type of sense, that really has me invested in. The whole time, and I'm just going to jump from here to there, but Finn Balor has been sneak-eyeing Dominic for so long. When is it going to pay off? Nothing is even itching towards a payoff. I thought when Liv Morgan came back, she was going to, attack Dominic for being all buddy-buddy with your girl, Roxanne. But no, she comes back and she helps him win the championship from John Cena. Just forgetting about the story of Finn Balor and JD. Hey, you're going to have to do this shit on your own. Hey, you always going to get Grande Americano. All this and that stuff. Meanwhile, this Dominic here, he's beating John Cena in his last pay-per-view match. This man can't get a win on his last pay-per-view match. Now, let me see what they do with Dominic here. Or is it going to be another Austin Theory type of situation? Speaking of which, he's the guy in the black hood at the end of the show. The guy that can't talk. I hope that all this time off of TV, he's been working on promos. I hope he has. Because if he hasn't, all of this shit was for nothing. See, leading up to Survivor Series, I wasn't excited for it. I really didn't care for it. It was just a show that was just filler. Survivor Series used to mean something back in the day. It really did. It used to mean something to get you ready for the season that's about to come, which is the WrestleMania season. Royal Rumble is a month away. Is it going to be in Saudi this year? Yeah, I think it's going to be in Saudi this year. But you can already see the writing on the wall of who they are pushing. It's the 40 and up club. It's the 40 and up club. These men are 40 and up, and they're in that main event scene, and they're going to hog that shit. Back in the day, you had two young world champions, Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. Their careers wasn't affected by being so young. It really enhanced them, really, because Brock came in at 25 and went through everybody. This man went through everybody. Youngest WWE champion in history. Randy Orton, the youngest world heavyweight champion in history. Even though Triple H was like, you know what, man, we got to take this title off of him and put it back onto me. But at the same time, you're building young stars of tomorrow. Javon Evans and Carmelo Hayes, they went up against Gunther. Two great matches, two great TV matches. And I thought that they really did a lot to build those two guys up. But what are they going to do this week? What are they going to do this week? Javon is right back down at NXT because he's finna go into this Iron Survivor Challenge, which he won't win. He won't win it. And Carmelo Hayes is just going to go back to SmackDown. Just be a nobody there. Survivor Series, you should have had Ilya Dragunov on this show defending his United States Championship. You should have had Cody Rhodes defend the WWE Championship against Aleister Black. Try to make some people, you know what I mean? But no, we got to put Cody in this match because his daddy came up with the match, and Cody wouldn't like not being in War Games, and his daddy created it. I don't give a shit about what your daddy create. Your ass need to be defending the championship, putting people down. But they want to set up Roman and Cody for a fourth time in the main event at WrestleMania. Do you know that when Cody and Roman tie up at WrestleMania, that would have been 4 times in 3 years? But they never made a point to have Roman interact with Cody throughout the year to build that story. You see what I'm saying? You got to build the story. And it just seems to me that they used War Games for 2 reasons. To have Punk and Breaker have their WrestleMania feud going, which I'm not against, because Breaker should be the world champion. And Roman and Cody. Because after the match, Roman is like, this is the last time we're ever going to team together. They just walk off. I don't want to see Roman. I don't want to see any of these people no more. Because they don't have the right writers to write anything congruent for these people to go into the next thing. They just put the tag titles on the Kabuki Warriors just so Charlotte and them can feud with them in War Games. But this match, this women's match here, would have really benefited from a traditional 5-on-5. It really would. The show was just terrible. Stephanie Vacker, whatever her name is, and Nikki Bella. It was all right. But you've beat Nikki Bella twice now. She has no value at this point. None whatsoever. She ain't beat nobody. She's always getting beat. You mean to tell me that they did an AEW thing here, Paul, where they had Nikki Bella lose continuously and then automatically just turned, and now she gets a world title shot? That don't make no sense. But she's a star. She's a name. Every time she comes out, women just scream their heads off. Facts. So Stephanie put her down. So what is that going to do? Where are we going to go from here? They could have shot an angle for somebody to be like, you know what? I'm coming for that championship. They need to have another up-and-comer so that she can put people down. But nothing. It just goes. She just did a backstage segment at the end of the night. Any woman who wants a shot at me, they'll come correct. Man, sit your ass down and get off this goddamn TV. Get off this TV. To me, we all know that the real main event women are in the War Games match for the women. And Stephanie just got the title because she's a new up-and-comer, and you got to do something with her, and you can't have her look ridiculous, so put this world championship on her, but it doesn't mean anything. It don't mean nothing that she beat Nikki. Now, if she beat EO or anybody else like this on this match in a championship match, yeah, even though she beat EO, but that was, you already knew that EO wasn't going to win that championship because of this match right here that they set up with War Games. Paul, I see what you're doing, Paul. You're relying on these people to sell your tickets. Meanwhile, your writers can't write anything for these people to talk about when they're on TV. It's a terrible show. It was bad. The only bright spot in this show was John Cena. His last PLE, and this man went out like this. A loser. I wouldn't give a fuck. What? I would have been like, bro, I'm not losing tonight. Like I'm not. Like I'm not. No, you're not. I'm not losing tonight. I wouldn't give a damn where it is because I don't feel comfortable with WWE now. I don't feel comfortable with WWE now, just like I don't feel comfortable with AEW that they can turn everything around. Sorry. Across Raw and SmackDown, NXT, AAA, and all of that, AEW, every wrestling promotion is not good. It's not good. It's not. That main event had so many heavy hitters, and he has the nerve to say that in the main event match, it was chaos. It was politicking from the people in the back, wrestlers, everything. Of course, look at all these stars that you have in that match. Of course, it's going to be like that. The only bright spot in that match is that Breaker just showed you that he's going to be the next world champion. And that Paul Heyman's The Vision group is a really wonderful group. It's a really wonderful group that they got there. Austin Theory, who I hope has been working on his promos. It's like that John Cena match didn't even happen. It happened in an alternate universe somewhere. But that's what you're left with. Awful. Awful show. $30 for that ESPN app. And this is the shit that you got. These people flew all the way around the world to come see this shit in San Diego. Look at the place. The place looks amazing. I'm not taking anything from you, Paul. You can make this shit look like it's gold. It looked beautiful. I like the tunnel where they came out at, and you got the LED all the way around them and shit like that. You should have shot the entrance, all their entrances coming out like that. I wanted to see Brock come out like that from the tunnel. Look great, but ring that goddamn bell, and this shit is just god awful. It's terrible. To think that this is the #1 promotion in the world, yet they are showing you that they can get by on just anything. They ain't gotta do it. They got the production, they got the financial backing from Saudi and You're talking about the tickets prices being high, but motherfucker, they sold this place out. It doesn't matter because they got stars. and you gonna want to see them. I'm not finna pay money to come see that shit. They're relying too much. They're relying too much on their stars and not enough on the writing. Not enough on anything. But they got a lot of people over there. A lot of stars, baby. But I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it. The women just broke me with the War Games match. The women just broke me. I don't want to see another women's War Games match. I don't want to see another one. Dom almost broke his neck. I don't know what you're doing. You're trying to do a Hurricane Rana. That shit don't work out. But John gave all these people in this match, he gave them everything. Roxanne Perez, Pop Rocks. Raquel Rodriguez gave him the Chicana Bomb. Everything. He gave everything. Finn Balor and JD came out there. Everybody get that. I was hoping that I could see Grande Americano. I was hoping I could see that, but I didn't. All I saw was John fucking Cena losing his Intercontinental Championship. Bro, you could have had that man go to his last match as a champion. His last match should have been as a champion, and he loses the title to Gunther. Gunther gets the championship back. Good on Dom. You know what, Dom? You know what I would do with Dom at this point in Dom's young career? I will have Dominic come out tonight on Raw with one plate John Cena and the other plate Dominic. And I will have Dominic say, I'm going to keep this plate on here to remind myself that I'm the greatest of all time because I beat the greatest of all time. John beat Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, legend after legend. So since I beat him and he beat all of them, that makes me the greatest of all time. Dom needs to work on his promos a lot more. His delivery on the material that he is given is shit. He just beat John Cena in his last PLE. And I bet you tonight he's just going to come out there and he's not going to give me that heat. He ain't going to give me that Latino heat. He ain't going to be on the mic cutting a good promo. He can't cut one. That's evident last week when he was face-to-face with the midget. Look at what they did last week. This man came out there and did the same shit that Vince McMahon did all these years ago. This is something that Vince loved to do. Shawn Michaels did it with the Bret Hart. He loves to do this shit. But they're not going to capitalize on this in the right way. Capitalize on this shit. This shit is over with. And I'm upset because you're going to go right back to the live and you guys just going to go back to the live and Dom thing. It doesn't mean it doesn't make any sense. So tomorrow night, live can be like it's supposed to be tension within the Judgment Day. You can't do something like this and then tonight start a tension with the Judgment Day. It should be something already in there. Roxanne came in and basically replaced this woman. They won tag team champions together. She helped them win the World Tag Team Championships. But now tonight she's back in here and she helped Dominic win the title. That doesn't make any sense. Not to me. I don't know. Dom has the championship back. He's a young guy that they're pushing. I'm hoping that they can do right by him and he can talk. I need people in this company to talk. I don't want you to give me something that these weak-ass writers gave you because you don't talk like that. I need him to talk. I need this to be like, okay, because for one, this is not going to last. You can already kind of see that maybe Liv is going to build him up just to tear him down. But even that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what we're doing here. This hasn't been a good year for John. His retirement year hasn't been good at all. Rock fucked it up, and now Paul is fucking it up. But the attention to detail, though, when John gave Cody the hug and then he looked like, yeah, I'm finna fuck this nigga up. Liv did the same thing. I like the attention to detail. I love seeing her beautiful eyes like that. But I don't know. The tournament happening. You got Gunther and Solo Sikoa. You know Gunther gonna beat his ass. But you want to know something? They said that Sikoa was supposed to win. Two heels facing each other. That was supposed to happen. Well, I don't understand that, but you want to know something? Hey, go ahead. Go ahead, Paul. It's your show. And you had LA Knight going up against a mystery opponent, and it turned out to be The Miz. He already lost. Why is he getting another get back again? Shouldn't Rusev be like, yo, so if he getting a run back, can I get my run back? You know, there's no one that you could have put up besides The Miz. How about Obafemi? How about Trick Williams? Lexus King? Plenty of people that you could put up in that spot. But this is the Fatal Four that we have. This tournament has been shit. I'm just so disappointed. I've seen it all. I've seen it all at this point, and I know exactly where things are headed. Last time is now, huh? Well, be glad when that shit over with. I'll be glad when that shit is over with. So then you had Stephanie and Nikki. Like I said before, this match was just a filler match. It was a match just to get Stephanie a win over a credible opponent. But, you know, she already beat EO, and, you know, Nikki, she turned heel. And I think Nikki can be a great heel. But in this instance right here, I mean, she tried. She did a job, and she did a job well. I thought the match was okay for what it was. She don't know how to take a devil's kiss, though. But it's all right. You don't need to know how to take it. But Stephanie won, like I said before. It's getting away with it. He's getting away with all your hard-earned money. $30 I spent on this. I was trying to stop it. But then you know how sometimes you forget that you subscribe to some shit, and then like when you see a charge on your account, and it's like, hold on, the fuck? And I went and I seen that ESPN shit, and I was like, fuck. I was trying to get Surfshark, and that's what I'm going to get from now on. Surfshark. Download Surfshark. It's Cyber Monday. You can get a good deal on it, and you can watch all WWE shows. Just switch your location to Canada and be happy. You ain't got to pay no $30 for this. You ain't got to pay for it. Now, last year in War Games, you had Big Bronson Reed jump this big ass off that fucking cage, broke both his ankles. Why did they even do something like this? I don't know. But it goes into what I'm about to say now. Look at who's finna pull him off the table. CM Punk pulled Roman Reigns from near death. Look at all these folks right here. All these folks is just like this man he's finna get death. Wouldn't you have a feud that happens because of CM Punk and Roman Reigns? It goes into that because I'm gonna go into this. I'm done talking about WWE at this point. The War Games match, the heels won. Brock and them won. But the story of it is the fact that what you have coming out of the pay-per-view, the PLE, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to call it whatever I want to call it. So you got Cody and Roman. That's going to happen at Mania. That's what the reports are saying. And then you got Punk and Breaker for the world title at Mania. I don't know. It works because you got your main eventers, right? You got your heavy hitters already in there. But I don't want to see War Games anymore. I think I'm done. I think this year I'm done with War Games. I don't want to see it no more. I like the WCW version of War Games a lot better. This match would have benefited a lot from a traditional 5-on-5 because Breaker could have been a sole survivor, speared Punk, you know what I mean? And then went on. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense because Punk been around he's been around the bloodline. He's been around that. So wouldn't you want to go into Punk and Roman? That match means more than Cody and Roman at this point because Cody's not a heel. So it doesn't make sense for that to happen again. This motherfucker on top of the cage just dancing. Yeah, just having a good old fucking time. The fuck is going on here? Worst PLE that I've seen. It's the worst. Slim Jim tables and all. Because he got stars, it doesn't fucking matter. He can just do it again. And mid into the match, this motherfucker, look at him. Run it back. Let's do it again. Look at Punk. He laughing. Poor Bronson over there. And he's just having the time of his life. I laughed my ass off when he did that shit. But he's a star, so you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. What's going to happen with Brock? What's going to happen with Brock? Brock came out here and did exactly what he needed to do, which is fuck people up. That's his MO. That's what he's there for. It would have been nice if things were a little bit, I don't know. The mask hooded figure. Look at this right here. I'm going to stop it right here. This motherfucker right here is looking at all of this. He could have got his ass up and helped. This is why I don't like the War Games match. Because at the end, when everybody got to be on the ground acting like they hurt and corpsing and all of this shit, and meanwhile stuff like this happens, and it just kills every believability that there ever was. And I can't hide it anymore. Yes, they got stars, they got the production, they got everything to make this shit look like it's big time, all that shit. But the main problem that they have is that they can't write, they don't know how to write, and they don't know how to come up with good stories for stars. They keep the young folks down. It's the 40 and up club, and it's going to be the 40 and up club for a long time. I don't even see Braun Breaker winning the world championship next year. I see Seth Rollins coming in and costing him the match. I see a triple threat match between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. I see that. But I don't see anything else other it's just $30. $30. I will never, they will never get my money like that again. They'll never get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Motherfucker ain't been seen and I don't know God off for how long because he can't cut a promo. He's not believable. He doesn't know who he is because he's pretending to be a wrestler. Austin Theory should have started out in AEW first. He should have. Because then you would have brought him in and then you would have clean cut all that shit that he was doing. He should have stayed down at NXT a little bit longer. I don't. And then Triple H had the nerve to say that tonight's Monday Night Raw is going to be epic. It's going to be fucking epic. How, Paul? How? I really want, I'm going to come right back tonight as soon as it over. And I'm going to give another dissertation. I ain't saying the word right, but I'm going to give another one about how you are doing this shit. I can't believe this. The worst PLE of the year. And if you look back, every PLE has been bad. From every PLE that they put on this year had some type of scrutiny behind it. Jey Uso winning the Rumble, the Nation Chamber, WrestleMania most definitely. But they're on fire. Because they got a lot of stars and people going to want to pay and see them. But people need to smarten up and just okay, take everything away. Strip it all down, right? Yes, they got stars, they got the production and everything. Now, what are you going to do to make me engage in what I'm seeing here? It has to be the dialogue, the communication between two people. Does that make sense to bring me in, to draw me into the story? That's what I want to see. And I'm going to continue to scrutinize you, Paul, because the WWE unreal. Oh, took $30 from me, Paul. I can't get that shit back. It's ridiculous. The show sucked. Bad. It's terrible. I don't want to see another women's war games. I don't want to see another women's war games. I don't want to see a women's Money in the Bank match, a women's elimination chamber. I don't want to see a War Games match ever again. I don't want to see a War Games match ever again. I'm tired.